Hello everyone, Brennan here. I have another update on my networking assignment. Blah, words. So, I ran into many errors implementing this really tricky feature where if I have the window selected, yay, look at all the name writing. The tricky part was backspacing, yay. Ran into a bunch of issues, memory exceptions mostly, and not flat out fail memory exceptions. It was ones that the program kept running and it just filled all of this space with the letter J 200 odd times, or the number 8, or the letter B. So I had another error where if I would backspace and then start typing again, it would be perfect until I started typing again, and then it would just fill it with crap. So, after I fixed all of that, I have a name that's stable, yay. And there'll be more in this screen. I'll pretty it up, and you'll have a character selection screen here. I guess that's the other update. My teacher has asked to not have the same X and O, and he wanted a multitude of characters to pick from, and whatever character you've chosen and etc. gets passed across the network, so you can see what your enemies picked and etc. And the enemy can't pick the same thing, otherwise you both have the same icon. So I blatantly stole Blizzard's IP and made Tic-Tac-Toe Overwatch. So these are just test sprites to make sure they're rendering. Yeah. So if you pick D.Va, the coloured icon will be down the corner here somewhere, and you'd have a chat box down the bottom, and her little grey icon would be the bunny rabbit. And if you were Bastion, that tank would be your icon. So, yeah, and the enemy icon would probably go up here. I guess the most interesting error I had was this little counter. When I backspace, it gets -1, but I had put it in is key down instead of was key pressed. So rather than being called once, it was called for however many frames that backspace was held down, which doesn't sound like much, but when you don't have VSync on with a simple program like this, it's like 3,000 frames a second. So you would go from the value 5 or 6 to an unsigned int, I think is 4,290 something million. I'm pretty sure that's right. So well and truly out of bounds for my 256 byte character array. But yeah, that is where I'm up to this week. Thanks.